Stay tuned. There's a gewaldige podcast. Rabbi Steve Geller does a gewaldige Zach, and that'll be coming out this week. Torah Giants on Chumash. Welcome to the weekly piece on the Parsha from Torah Giants on Chumash, written by Rabbi Rabbi Goodmans. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to Torah Giants on Chumash. I'm Steve Geller. Rabbi Goodman often brings us beautiful pieces illuminating our understanding of the Torah. But have we ever looked at our understanding of the Torah? What makes a certain Torah explanation better or more satisfying than another? What are the mechanics behind Torah learning that gives us the ability to connect to certain lessons versus others? What makes us love the things we love about Torah learning? Well, in a way, that's what this week's piece will discuss. Way beyond the beautiful Rabbi Yochanan Luria commentary on our Parsha lies the very key to how our heads work. This week in our Parsha, Havu lechem anashim, take men, Chachamim unevonim, wise and understanding, and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. The terms for wisdom, chachma, and understanding, bina, are not synonymous. As discussed numerous times in the Gemara, chachma, wisdom, is knowledge acquired through studying, observing, and learning, while bina, understanding, is the ability to use this knowledge for further expansion, applications, and the development of knowledge. This is why whenever these terms are mentioned together, chachma always precedes bina. Das is famously mentioned as well, and we'll see why that's an even deeper and more mystical component of acquiring wisdom. But in terms of chachma and bina, one who has understanding, bina, is always presumed to have wisdom, chachma, but it's not necessarily true vice versa. There is a famous exception that Rabbi Goodman brings us from Rabbeinu Yochanan Luria, and it's beautiful and profound and even worth some deeper consideration. After interpreting Paro's dream, Paro says, "There is no one as understanding and wise as you." Notice the word for wisdom, navon, or bina, is mentioned before chachma, knowledge. Bina, true understanding, is the ability to manipulate your chachma, your learned lessons, and apply them to specific situations in the real world. Paro was referring to just that, Yosef's ability to understand the meaning of the symbols in the dream and come up with a strategy for the path ahead. His immediate advice to the king on how to act, of course, reflected exceptional wisdom. This explains why Paro mentioned Bina before Chachma. But it's even more interesting. 6 psukim before, Yosef suggested Paro find a person suitable for the job of managing the abundant years of grain. But did you ever notice that Yosef used this very same reversal of Bina and Chachma, possibly foreshadowing his own candidacy for the position? Well, it's worth thinking about. And while we're on this subject, let's do some of our own research into the meaning and relationship between Chachma, Bina, and Das. The Torah uses these 3 terms in this conventional order. In Mishlei, Hashem, by wisdom, founded the earth. By understanding, Bina, he established the heavens. By his das, his knowledge, the depths were broken up and the clouds dropped down dew. But let's define those terms and then revisit how the Torah uses them. The Midrash Rabbah defines Chachma as wisdom from learning. Bina are one's own ideas and creative applications of what was learned. And Das are the ways we personally connect to both our learned wisdom and our creative applications to our own greater understanding of ourselves. The Arizal and the Zohar and others give color to the Midrash's explanation with the metaphor that Chachma is the father, Bina is the mother, and Das is the ultimate manifestation of themselves, their mutual offspring. And with this color, let's look again at that pasuk in Mishlei and see how it fits perfectly. With Chachma, Hashem created the earth. This is the creation of the physical world. B'tevuna, with Bina, he created the heavens. This higher level of understanding was needed to create the higher level of existence. After manifesting Chachma and Bina, B'daito, with Das, Hashem created the mechanics of how the heavens and earth work to sustain itself. Let's also consider the possible implication of these concepts of Chachma, Bina, and Das in some other episodes in the Torah. In Gan Eden, Adam and Chava were tasked with taking care of the garden and told there were 2 trees in the middle, the tree of life, which most commentaries understand to be the Torah, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Later, Hashem told them they could eat from any tree in the garden, but were forbidden from eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for on the day they eat from it, they will surely die. Later, the Nachash tells Chava she won't die, but if she eats from it, Yodea Tov V'Ra, she will know good and evil. Rabbi Ari Khan has explained, similar to what we've seen, that trying to employ one's das before one has gained chachma and bina from the Torah is what led to death. And aren't we seeing that today? People trying to move through the world with suspect morals, but without the absolute truth of God's guidance needed to make proper, healthy decisions. Another example for us to consider might be Yisro's reaction when he joined Bnei Yisrael after Kriyas Yamsuf. If you look at the wording of the pasuk, we will see a familiar trend. Ata yodati. Now I know that Hashem is the greatest God. How did he know? Because by the very way Paro tried to kill Bnei Israel, drowning the baby boys in the Nile, Hashem killed them, drowning them in the sea. Yisro's Yediyah was the offspring of his knowledge of the events of the plagues as one of Paro's inner circle advisors, and this gave him the ability to put together what he learned from the plagues and the run-up to the Exodus into clear, cogent das, personal understanding from the information he processed. Hence the word Yisro used, Ata Yodati. After the wisdom I gained and the understanding I had, Ata Yodati. Now I know. And with this understanding, we now see why certain Torah lessons connect with us more deeply than others. Through our own Chachma and Bina, we are developing our own Das model of understanding our world, how the Torah connects us to our individual lives, and how we can best use it to move forward through that life. Just amazing. But can you think of other instances where the Torah mentions Chachma, Bina, or Das, and how those fit our model? Let me know in the comments. And my friends, this piece will stay with you and really help you understand what you understand. How we acquire knowledge and how that knowledge gives us the individual ability to create, making the world a better place. This is all very heavy stuff. Don't you really have to share it? And it's so simple. Just like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the share button to then simply paste the link to this video into emails, Facebook, texts, WhatsApp groups, or your social media of choice. Achshav ata yodea. Now you know they will all appreciate you for it. Your yeshiva is a storehouse of great Rebbeim and Torah. It shares it. Our Gedolim don't conceal their holy Torah. They share it. We daven to Hashem for our chelik in the Torah. He shares it. So when you come up with chidushim in your learning, that's your Torah. Share it.